This is more of a cry for help than anything else. Like, honestly, just help me. Hello friends. Oh, if you can't tell, my hair is darker. It's been a minute. A long minute. And I guess I'll just tell you now. You probably already know if you're here, which nobody is. But if you are and you wanted information about the Nexplanon and personal experiences, stories, that's why you're here. Welcome. Hello. Basically, I just wanted to talk about my own experience with birth controls. I've had a couple different ones I've tried. Everybody has a different experience, but I know that I would have valued maybe doing some more research before I decided to get the next one on. So basically my journey has been that I always got my period really bad and sporadically. Like, I never really had it consistently. But by that, I mean, I don't mean I had it all the time. I mean, it just didn't come every 3 weeks or every 4 weeks or whatever. Me and my period have never really gotten along well. We don't really like each other, which is normal for anyone, but ignore the banging you might hear. I swear to God, I'm not holding someone hostage in my closet. It is just that our apartment is hot because they are in charge of the heat, not us, and so the heat is constantly on, so we have the windows open, so things are banging from the wind. So ignore that. But anyways, nobody likes to get their period, but some people learn to accept it and like adapt and, you know. And I just haven't. I've tried really hard. And part of that journey of me trying to accept my period was me trying to regulate it somehow through different uses of birth control. Before I ever had any birth control, I had a really heavy, intense period. I wanted to go on birth control for pretty much all the normal reasons. One of which was that I wanted to try and regulate my period and possibly make it lighter and also more predictable. I started with the pill. I remember it really fucked up my cycle. And so I went back and to the doctor, and they gave me like a different, and I think they upped the dosage. Got used to that, and it was fine. For the most part, it helped me. It regulated my period. I only had my period during the 4th week of every month, you know, when you take the sugar pills or whatever. I only got my period then. I never had any spotting outside that, so it was good because my period was predictable. It wasn't super heavy. My period after that first time, once we got my pills figured out, which it's annoying because you want to just take the pill and it to do what it's supposed to do. But just like any other type of medication, I guess not any other, but a lot of medications, you have to like figure out what works for you, your body. And so that's what I had to do. This isn't the best option for me. So basically that was a long story to get to the point where I actually want to talk about today, which is my decision to get the Nexplanon, also known as the Implanon implant. It is the arm implant. I'm on my last year in it now. So my reasons for switching from the pill to the implant were, I had a friend who had the implant, first of all, and she was like, yeah, I don't get my period. So I was like, I would love it if I never had to have my period. It's like 99 point something effective in terms of not getting pregnant, which means I would have a very, very, very low chance of getting pregnant. And I looked more into different things, and I saw that it's common for different types of implants to completely take away your period, you know? And I was like, sick. And they were like, there's also a chance that it could get worse, but that's only in like 10% of people that get it. And I was like, I want my fucking period to go away, yes. I also want a more effective form of fucking birth control that I know I don't ever have to be worried about getting pregnant. I also don't have to forget about taking something every day. I don't have to worry about this for 3 years. I don't have to worry about picking up new pills every month. And the big thing about that was I was going to college and I didn't want to have to go home every month to go to my pharmacy to pick up these pills. So I went to the doctor, I got it implanted into my arm at, here it is, in August of 2015. No, 2016. Yeah, August of 2016. What they do is they numb this part of your arm and then they just like take it. It's like kind of like a shot and they just shoot it up. It takes 2 minutes. Don't look if you're queasy about that type of stuff. It didn't hurt that much. It felt a little uncomfortable is what I would say, but it didn't like hurt. For the first, I would say 6 months. I don't really remember that much, but I'm assuming it wasn't anything amazing because since I've been on it for the past 3 years, can't remember a time where I was like, wow, thank you to my body. My body fucking hates this thing. And I have thought about getting it removed so many times. I'm sure I had a lot of bad things happen within the first 6 months to a year because I remember looking it up thinking, when is my period gonna go away? Like, when am I gonna get the good side effects of this? And everything said, wait about 6 to 12 months for it to fully kick in, and then that's usually when their period starts to go away, their body gets used to it, blah, blah, blah. And that didn't happen for me at all. In fact, I think after the 1 year mark, it got worse, which means I probably should have gone in and gotten it removed, but I still haven't because I was like, no. I had faith that it was gonna get better, and it hasn't. So I'm telling you right now, these types of things are good. They work great for some people. They are not for everyone. And honestly, if I could go back, I would still probably get this implant because I don't think that the vaginal implant would have been any better for me. I would probably get similar reactions to it. So basically, I don't know what the fuck my birth control is going to be after this in August. But anyways, it works for some people, but if you start off and it sucks, fucking do not listen to anybody that says, oh, just wait and see if it'll change. Because that's what they told me. They were like, yeah, it usually takes a year. And I was like, and now here we are, fucking almost 3 entire years later, and I have the worst periods of my life. Now let's talk about all the negative side effects that I have experienced. My back hurts. I didn't used to get horrible cramps, or if I did, they were rare. Horrible cramps. Feels like someone has stuck a fucking, like, you know those giant mixing bowls to make like dough and stuff? One of those into my stomach, and that is what it feels like, to the point where I almost feel like throwing up sometimes. Like, it does get to that point. I haven't thrown up, but sometimes it is that bad that I literally have to sit down because I can't. What else? I do not get my period regularly, and I do not get my period at all. In fact, I get it more frequently than I used to, by a lot. I will be lucky if I go 2 weeks without getting my period. I spend more time on my period than off my period. Sometimes it's regulated, sometimes it's not. But it seems that the general trend has been, it'll either be I'm on my period for a week, I'm off my period for a week, I'm on my period for a week, and by a week I do not mean 5 days, I mean 7 to 10 days. I'm off my period for a week, I'm on my period for a week, I'm off my period for a week. Now, one of the weeks it would be awful, like terrible, like fucking Niagara Falls blood, Niagara Falls out of my fucking cervix. And let me explain to you. And this, I thought, oh, it's just really heavy. But now I know that this is actually unnatural. It is too much. I'm literally losing too much blood. Super Plus tampons. Does that scare anybody? That is my normal tampon. So if you can't relate, then like literally shut up. I would go through a Super Plus tampon in 2 hours for 3 days straight. Imagine that. Imagine waking up every 2 hours in the middle of the night feeling blood gush out of your vagina, having to run to the bathroom, dripping blood, you've stained your sheets and your fucking everything you're wearing, in the middle of the night, multiple times a night. Doesn't matter if you put pads on. It bleeds through the tampon, through the fucking overnight heavy duty pads, onto the sheets, everywhere. And this wouldn't be my whole period, but it would be like 3 days of my period. Now you're like, that's still half the time, which is not normal, but you're like, whatever. I mean, you just have to wait it out and then you're off your period. But here's the thing. What happens the week before you get your period to normal people, and also, especially now, to me? You get PMS. You get PMS before your period. So I was either on my period or I was PMSing before I was about to get my next period the next fucking week. So it was not good. It is still not fun. Now, sometimes when that's not the current trend, it switches to where I am on my period for fucking 2 to 3 weeks straight. Maybe like a 3 to, no. And then when I would have it 2 weeks later, like I would be off for a week, and then when I would have it that next week, it would be like not really there. And here's why that's annoying. Because it would be there to the point where you couldn't ignore it. Like you still had to do something about it unless you wanted blood everywhere. But it wasn't enough to even where you would remember that you had to change your tampon. I could wear the same regular size tampon for 24 hours, which is unhealthy, and it wouldn't leak through. But if I didn't wear a tampon, I would feel a gush about once a day for a week. It'll go for 2 weeks. I'll have a 3-week break. I'll have a period again for another fucking 7 days. And it's like, what the shit? I am anemic. It made me fucking anemic. I'm not even shitting you. I am anemic. I had to go on iron pills. So I have been getting more and more into skincare because I am sick of feeling ugly because my skin is trash. Why do I still look like this? And since I've been on the Nexplanon, it has not been normal acne. It has turned into cystic acne, which I didn't even know what that was until I did research into it. So now I get these giant fucking welts, usually in this region, all over my fucking face, and they're hormonal, and I also pick at my acne, which you're not supposed to do, but I am the type of person that cannot help it. I literally cannot. If I touch my face and it fucking hurts from acne, like I cannot keep that there. I would rather have giant scabs all over my face than have fucking pus sitting in like little pockets of my face. Like I cannot handle that. So I pick, and you're not supposed to because it makes the scarring worse. So now I have fucking acne scarring all over my face. My point is, I have tried so hard to have good skin, and it pisses me off so much, on top of my PMS, on top of getting my period, and literally not being able to live my life. Do you know how much fucking money I have spent on tampons? I have tried so hard to give my skin what it needs to be clear and beautiful skin. But it hates me, and I get hormonal acne, especially because I am on this fucking implant. Just wanted to show you, that's because now I'm actually on my period, so it's gotten better, but I just wanted to show you like what my skin looks like, and it's not the worst. I'm not saying I have the worst skin ever. I don't. It's just really frustrating to me because like I tried so hard to have nice skin, and then it just fucking breaks out for no reason. So, well, not for no reason, but so yeah, so this it's just a mess. This is awful. Yeah, you just see like there's scarring, really scarring like in here. That was something that came up. Scarring over here. This is a welt that was healing, and then I got another fucking cystic welt under that one this last time, so now this one's really awful. This over here, I don't know why, but I get a lot of cystic acne right in this area. But especially on this side. Yep, got some scars over here. Like, as you can see, like, my skin, it doesn't look good. Like, even if it's not acne, It's the residue, it's the unevenness, it pisses me off. And I don't know how you get rid of acne scars, so that's just something I have to live with. I also get it on my chin. This actually isn't as bad. And I actually don't get much acne up here, but I started to get some, see, like that, over there, recently too, for some reason, so. I really don't look that bad, but like, if I had a better camera, you'd be like, you ugly ass bitch, and I'd be like, you right. So, anyways, moving on. Next, the whole deal with the tampons and the pads and how much I have to fucking buy them because I constantly have my period, like literally constantly. I decided, hey, I'm gonna try the Diva Cup. My point for bringing that up is I was like, it's affordable. I spend $40 now and I can use it forever. Way cheaper than buying $20 worth of tampons every 2 weeks. Like way, way cheaper, way better. I am fucking broke. I cannot afford to buy tampons. You can keep it in for longer. It holds more liquid in it than a tampon does. Like, this is something I need. So I get it, and it measures the blood in it, right? So I do use it sometimes. But it literally leaks for me every single time I use it. It doesn't matter, even if I don't have my period. It always leaks. I know I'm putting it in right. It's because there's like residual blood that's lower than the cup is. So like that will come out even when I have the cup in, if that makes sense, which I've learned. But even when I do have the cup in, it's not supposed to leak until like 18 hours after you put it in, if it's gonna leak, because you're not supposed to bleed as much as the cup can hold in one day. You're supposed to bleed that much in your whole period. And I, you know, being me, started using it, thought, I'm gonna use it on my really heavy days because that's what I need it for. It holds, I believe, 14 milliliters of blood. I bled through that in, what, 4 hours? Which means, do the math, how much blood am I going through if I'm bleeding 14 milliliters of blood every 4 hours for 3 days straight? I don't know how much that is, but I can literally tell you that the max you're supposed to bleed in one period is like 50 something. Maybe 80 if you're like on the higher, heavier end. I literally calculated it out well above that number. So that is why I'm anemic, basically. So yeah, I don't know. There are literally no pros to getting the Nexplanon in my experience, other than that you don't have to do something every day. It's just sits there for 3 years. And to my knowledge, getting it taken out isn't very traumatic. Getting it put in for sure was not traumatic. The cons are literally every other thing. If you want to have horrible PMS, never know when you're gonna get your period, possibly get your period 100 times worse than you normally would get your period, get cystic acne, have fucking cramps worse than you've ever had before, including horrible backaches. Maybe it also has been a part of my migraines. If you want to deal with all that and risk it, then that's up to you. But at the same time, here's the thing. People never make videos like this about their experience when it works well. They only talk about when it sucks, and this is just me adding to the world that this didn't work for me. And honestly, this is more of a venting session than an info session. My only advice is, if you do choose to do this, or any type of birth control that you choose, just make sure if it isn't working for you, don't just suffer through it. Like, get it fucking changed. And that is good advice for myself. If anybody has any suggestions, honestly, please help me. This is more of a cry for help than anything else. Like, honestly, just help me. And I just don't want to deal with my period, to be honest. I need to make up some money that I spent on tampons by not having my period for like 3 years. So that would be nice. But yeah. Thanks for sticking it out. This has been my PSA to the world. I appreciate everybody listening to my story. Alright, now I'm gonna go edit this, and I bought some clothes to make myself feel better, so like really pumped about that. I'm gonna chill out and fucking probably put a diaper on, because otherwise there's gonna be blood all over my apartment. Oh my god, did you hear that? My neck just cracked so hard. I can never crack my neck. Okay, whatever. Goodbye, thanks.